Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this reading. Today, we're going to be exploring the full Beaver Moon and all that it has in store for my friends. In this group reading, we're going to look at what insight and direction this amazing full moon has for us and how we can use this fantastic energy to our benefit and for our greater good. The full Beaver Moon offers us an amazing opportunity to rebalance ourselves and get ready for the long winter ahead. The reason why this moon is called the full Beaver Moon is because this is a time historically when trappers would go out for that final hunt, that final big push. The beavers and other animals who hibernate, they too are getting that final push before hibernation. We too need to start to do that final push, and not so much on that hunting and scavenging, but more on that rebalancing. A full moon in itself is a celestial balance point. It gives us that perfect balance of lunar and solar energy working together to create something fantastic. And of course, this is a key element in what we're going to need to support us through the long winter ahead. 2020 is definitely not done striking in its tower situation, so we need that balance. The more balanced we are within ourselves, the higher our vibrations, those opportunities, they become more predominant, which really does support us in making some positive shifts in our life. Additionally, we can use this divine feminine energy of the full moon to our advantage, to nurture us. It's been a long year, and that nurturing, it's definitely needed. And to heal us. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. We need to feel stronger and more able to take it on. So of course, this full Beaver Moon is going to be essential for us to prepare for that long winter ahead in the highest vibration possible. Now, there was really only one combination that I could think of when we're looking at preparing and staying in and maintaining that high vibration. Of course, it's the Everyday Witches Oracle and Tarot set. I love these two cards together. Like I've said before, it's fun, it's playful, and it really does, well, usually put a smile to my face. I really do love the imagery and the playfulness of this deck. The selections, my friends, I went with Selenite, Serpentine, and Rose Quartz. I want you to choose whichever crystal resonates with you the most right now, and then head into the description box below. There you're going to find timestamps for each crystal. Click on your correlating timestamp, and it'll take you straight to your reading, and I will see you there, my friends. Hello and welcome, my selenite friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards here, so you get the fullest and most comprehensive reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the full Beaver Moon wants to share with my selenite friends. What insight, wisdom, and knowledge does the full Beaver Moon have for my selenite friends? The Nine of Cups. Nines are about all that we've achieved in this lifetime, all that we've done. That cup, we're looking at that intuition and emotion. The Nine of Cups, of course, is an abundance card. It talks about how we've achieved and how we've grown, how our intuition skills are slowly getting stronger. Our clairs, we're slowly reconnecting. And sometimes that slow, well, it feels really sluggish. However, we have seen progression. We've seen growth. And that growth, that's what we need to be focusing in on. Nurturing it and allowing it to flourish. Continue working at those aspects and pieces of ourselves that are going right. When you stay and maintain that positive, high vibrational energy, well, it shines out and burns away that low vibration. More things go right, more abundances, they roll in, and those opportunities, well, it's like there's neon signs saying, come here, come here. That high vibration, it really does go a long way in seeing improvement in our lives. We need to continue to work on our growth and our skills. Having that strong skill set and tool base, it really does help to overcome those challenges with greater ease, and of course, it helps us sidestep some of those challenges. We're able to see them coming and we can dodge them. That intuition and those clairs goes a long way in that game of dodgeball that we're playing. The 10 of Pentacles. Of course, we're looking at one of those family cards. There's two of them. Actually, the other one's in the cup suit, so the 10 of Cups. But that family, that foundation, that support. No matter what your family looks like, whether it be biological, adoptive, married, people that have just kind of come together. It's that support system that's positive and balanced. It's in those positive, balanced people that we're able to, well, gain the support that is most meaningful for us, that helps us grow and develop. We need to embrace them, support them, and allow, this is a big part, allow them to support us. And this is a big part, allow them to support us. I know that can be a big challenge for many of us. Many of us are givers, and that being open to accepting others' support, love, guidance can be a tall order. It's another aspect that we can start to work on. We can add yet more cups to this amazing montage of abundances. Working on our clairs, working on ourselves helps to strengthen us to be more open to these amazing gifts and these amazing supports that our positive, balanced family members offer us. And I acknowledge that many families are not fully comprised of that high vibrational support person. We need to focus in and work on the relationships with those individuals who are positive, with a balanced relationship of give and acceptance of what it is they're sharing with you. We need to minimize that impact of some of those individuals who don't have such a positive outlook on life, whose relationships may border on abusive or are abusive, where it's a take relationship rather than a balanced one. It goes back to focusing in on what's going right, focusing in on those 9 cups, nurturing them and those aspects and allowing them to flourish and to grow. The Page of Wands. Pages, of course, are that childlike, innocent energy. They're full of wonder and play. One thing that the full Beaver Moon is encouraging you to do is take that deep breath and enjoy this process. This shouldn't just be taskmaster, mundane stuff. We should have some fun. We should have some connection and fulfillment in what we're doing. When we connect in our passions and our creativity into this abundance, into things that are going right, into those relationships that are going right, well, that's when you're going to see things amplify, attract, and flourish. We need that inquisitive exploration of what's happening in a playful manner that connects all the dots. Right now, we have kind of boxes of here and there that are working that aren't connected. That passion, that's going to start to align everything. That fulfillment, it really strengthens that connection. We need to have that meaning and fulfillment in what we're doing. That passion, it really does add that fulfillment and meaning into what we're doing. And when you add that play and fun, well, you're going to gain that joy and happiness, which helps to raise our vibration, which helps us even more in creating more abundances, allowing things to flourish and grow. The Seven of Pentacles. Very much connected into that full Beaver Moon energy where we're looking at that work. We need to do some stockpiling, working on ourselves, releasing what's not, getting rid of stuff so we have more ability and more space for what is. We only have so much room within ourselves, so that release, it's important. We need to focus in and do the work now so we can see that abundance. We can see the fruits of our labor come forward. Without that work, we're not going to see this growth. We're not going to see this development. We need to put our back into it, and we need to be active participants in our lives. That active participation, well, it's like fertilizer to these abundances. It allows everything to flourish. It also goes back to that fulfillment and connectedness. The more we do, and the more we get our hands dirty, the more we're going to, well, have connection to what we're doing. We have ownership and pride in what we're doing. The full Beaver Moon really encourages you to focus in on that positive. Nurture that positive so you're able to cultivate more positive, more abundances. Now, I did say that we need to release because, well, there's only so much space we have, and we only have so much shelf space for all these cups. So we need to release. The full Beaver Moon itself isn't going to be working on that release per se. I haven't spoken about this or identified this. However, we do have a lunar eclipse occurring on the full Beaver Moon. Now, I did separate these two events because they do bring about two different aspects of the same coin. Whereas with the full Beaver Moon, we're able to embrace the energies 2 days before and 2 days after. So we have 5 days of focusing in on this positive, connecting into our passions, and cultivating and putting that work in. Whereas the lunar eclipse, it occurs on November 30th and December 1st, that night. And depending on where you are will depend on what time it is. But we have that night. Lunar eclipses have that jolting, slamming of door effect, where it shuts down aspects and pieces that aren't working for you and opens up new possibilities, which of course helps us with our collection of cups there. So I will have a separate reading for that release and some of this door slamming, whereas I wanted to focus in on that growth and nurturing of the full Beaver Moon. And We're seeing that very clearly and evidently here. Let's go on to a blessing. What blessing can my Selenite friends embrace for the full Beaver Moon? And I do recognize that some people like to call this moon the frost moon. However, I feel that that's too close to the cold moon in December. And as a Canadian, I really enjoy the fact that there's a Beaver Moon. And really, it's the only moon and animal that gives a damn. So we should really embrace that beaver energy. Seasonal harvest. That abundance, it's right there, right in front of us. We just need to take that time to, well, embrace it. To look at what's going right so we can nurture it. And that reflection, it's a big piece. Part of our growth and our development is understanding what's happening in the here and now and what we've lived through. That reflection, it's a key tool to our understanding ourselves and this journey more fully. In that reflection, you're going to see emerging aspects that soon will be part of our trophy system here, of those amazing abundances, those amazing aspects that are going right. Focusing in and maintaining that high vibration supports us in overcoming this thick veil that has settled in globally. It's low vibrational, it's full of fear and heartache. High vibrational, it's like we're hovering above it. We can see outcomes, we can see opportunities. We can embrace what's going to fit within our life. And of course, support us for our greater good. And then finally, speak your mind. We need to be truthful to self and to others, especially our family. And no, I'm not encouraging you to pick a fight with them. We just need to be true to ourselves. We also need to understand our family and its dynamics. That fight, that argument, that's low vibrational. That'll drop our vibration like a sack of bricks. Speaking our mind means being true to self and being open to the information that needs to be shared with us. Like I said before, many of us struggle to receive, and that's part of the speaking your mind. They both have that dandelion puff. They're sharing information. It's not so much that the full Beaver Moon is encouraging you to speak per se. It's more about that listening, that receiving. That speaking, sure, that's important. We need to have that authentic and heart-centered speech where we are true to ourselves. However, the moon is really encouraging us to be open to what is being shared. That's going to support us and give us direction on where it is we need to go, helping us to maintain and gain more abundances within ourselves and our lives. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into what the full moon wants to share with you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really does help people find me on the sea of YouTube. And I know that sounds very egotistical. However, when more people work from that high vibration and gain the guidance they need, the higher our vibration becomes collectively. So you can see how your contribution can help those around you, which can help you out as well. Additionally, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There is so much more coming your way, especially over the next 6 weeks, my friends. You don't want to miss a thing. And the best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. If you did truly enjoy this video and want to support me in making more, I do have a Patreon page. I've got lots of tiers and perks, and those perks, of course, you're looking at free readings and healings from me. Additionally, I also have a Patreon exclusive library of videos just for my supporters. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Selenite friends. Hello and welcome, my Serpentine friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards here, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the full Beaver Moon wants to share with my Serpentine friends. What guidance, information, insight, and wisdom does the full Beaver Moon have for my Serpentine friends? The Devil, the 15th card in the Major Arcana. We're looking at that ego control. How our ego is holding us back, holding us stagnant, causing us to limit our growth, our development, and our prosperity. The prosperity we do have comes at a cost, sometimes a great cost. We need to shift our energies so that we stop functioning from this low vibrational take energy to a high vibrational give energy. When we're able to give and share love and light, which I know can sound really hokey, but when we stay in that high vibration, we are not making that deal with the devil, which causes more heartache and pain. When we focus in on that high vibration, we're accessing opportunities that we can't see right now, that don't have those strings attached to them. That when we embrace them, we feel good, and those around us feel good, and everyone benefits. That abundance, it flows for all, not a chosen few. That's the difference between high vibrational prosperity and low vibrational, well, I wouldn't say it's prosperity, but money. When we're looking at the two, it's very clear which one is more beneficial to us. However, sometimes it's harder to stay and maintain in a high vibration to access these opportunities. The full Beaver Moon, it's going to help us with this shift. It's going to nurture us and guide us to where it is we want and need to be. And this shift, it's not so much in the full Beaver Moon that we're looking at this shift occurring. We're going to see it more in the lunar eclipse. I'm not going to touch much on the lunar eclipse in this reading, as I will have a separate reading for this amazing astrological phenomenon. That in itself will give us the shift we're looking for, whereas the full Beaver Moon is going to help us nurture ourselves, get ourselves unstuck, and heal us from some of this trauma and pain that we're dealing with. Remember that the full Beaver Moon can be felt 2 days before and 2 days after the event. We have some time with this amazing divine feminine energy. Whereas the lunar eclipse, well, it's a one-night event. It's actually a couple of hours, that strike. I associate the lunar eclipse as a bit of a tower-esque event. Something like a thunderstorm, we have a tower event. Not so harsh or emotionally challenging at times, but we do have that slamming of doors that we kind of need to kick us in the right direction. That's why I have a separate reading for it. Back to this lunar energy, to our full moon. Well, we're looking at that shift away from that ego-driven energy back to a high vibrational one that's going to support you and sustain you in the long run. The Nine of Swords walks hand in hand with the devil a lot because we are looking at that low vibrational energy. We are feeling stuck, stagnant, and that sadness and fear is there. We're very much at a precipice where we can go either way. We can embrace that amazing sunrise or get stuck in that fetal position. The devil, your ego, wants you right there. We need to follow this beautiful red bird and embrace those amazing opportunities. Embrace the sun, the light, and the love. I know it sounds hokey, but sometimes it's in those hokey little sayings that we get the most out of. We embrace and understand where it is we need to go. We need to shift our energies so we feel better, we feel stronger and more able to take on that devil, take on our ego. We're tired of this. We need that shift. If we didn't need that shift, you wouldn't have been here. You wouldn't be watching this. You wouldn't have turned on whichever device you're watching YouTube on. We would have been stuck in that fetal position. So we're ready for that shift, and we're ready to engage with that light and that love. Because when we do, that's when we see those amazing aspects and pieces fall into place. The Emperor, the fourth card in the Major Arcana. And of course, the Emperor is that stable foundational card. He's the quintessential stability and grounded card. He functions from that critical thinking with the routines and those structures, that stability and divine masculine that helps support us, helps protect us. We need to embrace our inner fires, our solar plexus energy, that courage to have the strength and the willpower to face our ego. If we're lacking in that masculine energy, well, it's time to take some matters into our own hands to create some balance for us. Many weeks and months ago, I did a meditation with Archangel Sandalphon, where we looked at that balance and harmony. We need that balance now more than ever. And the full Beaver Moon, like I said in the introduction, it has that balance of the lunar and solar energies, aka the feminine and masculine energies. We need to balance that out. We need to bring in that masculine. It doesn't matter what gender you identify with, we have both the feminine and masculine. When they work in balance and harmony together, well, just like a full moon, that beauty, that end result is glorious. Additionally, another meditation that is resonating with me right now is the first meditation I did in the Just You and Me series. It was a protection meditation. And we can feel really unstable and unsure when we're tackling that devil energy, when we're taking on our ego. It too helps to balance us and, of course, add that extra layer of protection to support us in what we're trying to achieve and do here. Both these meditations are easy to do and, of course, free. Free is a big thing, right? Many of us are struggling. So that free tool, it goes a long way in helping us to overcome some of these challenges. It doesn't add to more challenges. But it does go a long way in strengthening us and our resolve to take on our ego. Additionally, you may want to work on and ensure that we are grounded. The more grounded and stable we feel, well, the easier, of course, that challenge is going to be. And both meditations, I always ground you at the end of that meditation. That way you feel stronger, so you feel able to take on your day in a high vibrational way. The Queen of Swords. This fantastic queen very much amplifies the Emperor. In that masculine feminine energy, of course, she balances him out. However, unlike a balance, she kind of sits on the same side of the fence as he does. His balance, of course, being the Empress, which is again that very divine energy, whereas the queens are that everyday representation. The everyday representation of the Empress is the Queen of Pentacles, not the Queen of Swords. She is a like-minded energy where we're looking at that knowledge for knowledge's sake. We don't look at things with the energy of emotion. Emotion, it's not needed. It's frivolous. It doesn't help us in any way. The Queen and Emperor are clear here. We need to be functioning from that headspace, not the heart. The heart is being controlled by the ego. It's full of fear and heartache. We need to use our critical thinking skills, our assessment skills, and of course, that planning to take us forward. We do have some understanding on the Queen's end because she's been through it. She's lived through those hard knocks. She's retained the knowledge, not the emotion, and moved forward. She's broken patterns so she doesn't relive and rehash that same learning situation, that same problem over and over again. And that's what we need to do. We need to use our head. We need to outthink the devil. And our ego, it can't hold up to that critical thinking. It doesn't have the capacity. So when we say outthink it, it's really not that hard. That critical thinking, where you're looking at the picture in its fullest, and I won't lie, my friends, our fullest picture is such a small portion of the big picture. However, looking at all the information that we have, keeping it in information form rather than attaching emotion, that fear, that heartache, it causes stagnation. It causes the Nine of Swords. And it's that fear and heartache that we've attached to situations and events that has truly caused this heartache, this stagnation. When we get out of that heart center, we're able to create that solution. And that's what happens when we take the Queen of Swords and combine her with the Emperor. Yes, we have that yin-yang, female masculine energy that helps create balance in ourselves and in our world. However, we're going to kind of tip the scales in that knowledge area. So we can outthink our ego. So we can shift out of what we're looking at. When you combine that with the lunar eclipse that's going to happen, that's going to help you shift nicely away from our ego and all its strings. So let's look at some blessings here. What blessing can my Serpentine friends embrace for the full Beaver Moon? I won't lie, and as a Canadian, I love the fact that we have a full beaver moon. I know some people call this the frost moon, but I think that's too close to the cold moon in December. So I like the beaver moon. It's fun, it's playful, and it gives a damn. Affirmation for acceptance. Believing in self, believing that you can do this. It's a big piece. If you believe that the ego, there's no way you can defeat them, and that this is your fate, well, guess what? You're going to prove yourself right. I can't remember who said this, but if you think you can, or you think you cannot, you will be right. And that's very true. We need to be open to this shift and believe in ourselves so that this shift will occur. We need to work at it and at times possibly even micromanage ourselves and schedule it in. That acceptance, those intentions, it goes a long way in, well, overriding what's causing us the most challenge right now. Hibernation and regeneration. So this is not a turtle card where you're going to burrow yourself away, put yourself in the fetal position and, well, hibernate. This is about time for you. This is hibernation. Yes, that means time for you. Most important, regeneration. We're working on ourselves, healing ourselves, detangling ourselves, nurturing ourselves. And it really speaks to this divine feminine energy of the full beaver moon. I kind of joked that it was the full moon that gives a damn. Well, it does. We're looking at taking care of ourselves, rejuvenating us, strengthening us for the challenges and the demands that are going to come forward. We're going into the winter, my friends. In winter, that fear, that heartache, it's amplified. We have less time with the sun, and as a species, we are very much negatively impacted by that. We need to take that time for self, set some intentions, that scheduling in. You laugh, but it does work. And it doesn't need to be a long time, my friends. Don't forget, those small baby steps, they're more maintainable. They're more manageable. Giving yourself half an hour to do a meditation. Giving yourself half an hour to take a bubble bath. And yes, a bubble bath, it counts. Especially if you put that intention before you get in to say that you want to clear out anything that's holding you back. Now don't worry, the water, it will do its natural thing. It will cleanse you. And then your guardian angel will make sure it transmutes that gunky release to back to a high vibrational energy that's going to support the greater good of all. Setting those intentions and taking time for self in a manageable way really will go far in overcoming some of these feelings and some of this pain that's causing stagnation that your ego is using to its advantage. Like I said, we need to use this divine feminine energy to our advantage. We have 5 days where we can really grab hold of it and use it to our advantage. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and that you were able to gain some insight and direction into what the full moon is going to offer you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help others find me in the sea of YouTube. I know it kind of sounds a little bit egotistical. However, when more people find the support and guidance that they need, the more individuals that raise their vibration. So that global shift, it becomes a lot easier. The more of us who are focusing in on that light and that love. Also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There is so much more coming your way, especially in the next 6 weeks, my friends. You don't want to miss anything. So the best way to stay connected is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Now, if you really enjoyed this video and you want to support me in making more, I do have a Patreon page. It's full of tiers and perks. And of course, those perks, you're looking at free readings and healings from me. I also have a Patreon exclusive library of videos just for my supporters. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Serpentine friends. Hello and welcome, my rose quartz friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the full moon has to share with my rose quartz friends. What insight, wisdom, and guidance does the full Beaver Moon have for my rose quartz friends? Well, we have one that decided to fall on the upside, so we'll go with it first. And of course, it was the Six of Pentacles. Now, sixes themselves are about balance and harmony, and we need that balance. Like I said in the introduction, the full moon is that perfect balance of lunar and solar energy. Well, we need to use that to our advantage. We need to rebalance ourselves out, rebalance that energy distribution within ourselves so we feel stronger. We feel more able to take on those challenges in our everyday, and then some of this other challenge that we're dealing with. How do we deal with the global challenge and remain in that high vibrational energy? Additionally, we have that Six of Pentacles. We have that grounded, earthy energy that's full of growth, full of prosperity. The more grounded we are, the more balanced we are, the more we're going to see that growth come forward. Now, one way that we can work with this growth and groundedness is a meditation that I did with Archangel Lumiel a number of weeks ago. It was a grounded meditation that helps us feel more connected, more stable. That in itself will help with that grounded, stable energy. And the fact that it's a meditation will help with that balance. We clear out some of that energy, support you in your healing, so you feel stronger and more able to do what it is you need to do. I really do love my meditations. Not only are they tools for you guys to use and reuse as you need, but also they're free. I struggle with charging for something like this when I'm encouraging you to heal and work on yourself without giving you that tool. We need to know how to go forward and doing it in that high vibrational way. Then we have the Empress, the third card in the major arcana. We're looking at that divine feminine energy that's full of growth, full of fertility. We have many opportunities. They're all around us. We don't feel able or strong enough to access them. The Empress is here to not only reinforce that stable, grounded energy, but also that divine feminine, taking care of self, nurturing self, so that we are able to nurture those around us. That fertility, well, it's ripe. We have that full Beaver Moon. We're looking at preparing, gathering and hunting and getting things ready. That fertility is there. We can use that too to its advantage, so that we are able to produce what it is we need, what will support us to overcome the winter months ahead. I know many people associate fertility just with the baby reproduction. However, we can use that fertile energy in all aspects of our lives. We use it in different ways, just like we use other energies in different ways throughout our life and throughout different aspects of self. We have this Empress energy reinforcing the divine nurturing energy of the full Beaver Moon. We're going to need some nurturing. The Tower. Now, I know many of you, and please don't write below and blast me out that I haven't talked about the eclipse that's happening with the full Beaver Moon. To me, we have two very different yet similar events and energies. The full Beaver Moon, we can embrace and utilize the energies 2 days before and 2 days after the full moon. So we have almost a week of this amazing divine energy. Whereas the eclipse energy, it only happens on November 30th in the evening. So it's kind of that cusp of between November 30th and December 1st. So we have that one night to be impacted by the eclipse energy. And the eclipse energy is very abrupt. In some cases, it can really feel like that tower. So I do have a separate reading coming out for the eclipse and how that shift and that abrupt energy is going to impact us and how we can use it too to our advantage. The tower itself does touch on some of that eclipse energy. However, that's not the majority of what this card is talking about. This card is talking about how we need to shift out of this low vibrational energy, this stuck, stagnant energy. There's a veil that has settled in globally that is low vibrational. It's ripe with fear and heartache. Well, the universe is going to help blast us free. In some cases, it can be quite painful on that emotional and spiritual level. We do kind of feel a little bit of a jolt. It's in that jolt that helps kind of kick us in the butt and point us in the right direction. We need to break patterns. We need to shift our energies. And sometimes we can't do that without a little bit of encouragement and, of course, that spur and jolt to get us moving forward. Sometimes we feel a false stability in this stagnation. We feel cocooned and protected. However, the universe will not allow us to stay stagnant. We've agreed to experience and learn in this lifetime. Stagnation is not experiencing and not learning. The universe is going to hold us to that contract and is going to encourage us and get us going in, well, whatever fashion it needs to. So depending on that movement and what you're currently doing in your life will impact how much of a jolt and a kicking in the butt you're going to get. Some of us, it's going to be a light kind of slamming of the door, going, bang, go. That's the direction I need you to go in. Others, you're going to find it very much crumbling aspects and pieces in your life that are built on that falseness, on that low vibration. Last year at this time, actually it was last year in October, I started saying that 2020 was going to be a foundational year. No, I didn't understand what that really truly entailed. However, I did see that we were going to get rid of foundations and falseness to build a very strong and high vibrational foundation for our greater good, so we're able to grow and thrive rather than get caught up in this stagnation. And well, true to the word, 2020 has been doing that. And it's going to continue to do that until we break patterns, till it finally breaks down this falseness that's not supporting us. And then the star, the 17th card in the Major Arcana, our Hopes and Dreams card. We're looking at that need to focus in on some of those long-term goals, helping us to hold our head up high and move forward, to continue our evolution and our progression. Many of us started 2020 feeling pretty good. We were really excited about this new decade. We were making changes and doing different aspects and pieces to support our growth and development. We need to get back to that same energy of excitement and enthusiasm so that we can continue on that journey. We need to work towards those goals, our hopes or dreams. We don't have a fairy godmother coming in and saying, hocus pocus, here you go. Here's everything you asked for and more. Many people think that might be nice. However, we're not going to have the same connection in what it is that's achieved. We didn't do that work. We don't have that connection. There's not that fulfillment that we get when we achieve something on our own. Yes, we will get support, and yes, the universe is there for us. However, we need to put that work in too. The universe rewards that positive shift and movement. And when it doesn't get it, it takes matters into its own hands. So that forward progression does support in minimizing the Tower. I think that's why they're both flanking the Empress and the Six of Pentacles. We need that foundation to be strong and true and fertile so we can move forward. Of course, the star also encourages us to have that balance and energy flow. Really connects in with that active participation rather than just being that bystander who watches the world go by. That bystander is going to get very up close and personal with the Tower and all its glory. Let's go on to some blessings. What blessings can my rose quartz friends embrace for the full Beaver Moon? Now, I know some people call this the frost moon. It doesn't feel right to me. It's too close to the cold moon that we see in December. And plus, as a Canadian, well, that beaver, it's kind of close to my heart because it really truly is the only animal that gives a damn. And we need that energy to support us now more than ever. Affirmation for acceptance. I just said, the beaver, it gives a damn. It wants you to move forward. It wants that growth, that development. The reason this moon is called the full Beaver Moon is that they're busy creating that life to support them throughout the winter months. Well, we need to do the same. We need to work on ourselves and our life to support us, not only through the winter months, but into 2021. That openness and that acceptance of shifting and changing and believing that we're worthy of such growth is imperative. We need to set those intentions and use our time wisely. Another meditation that is really resonating with me right now, a meditation that I did with Archangel Raguel a number of months ago regarding that balance, about balancing beliefs about ourselves. We need to look at and reestablish that balance within ourselves so that we feel stronger and more able to take on those challenges that are right in front of us. And that acceptance and the belief that we're worthy, those are two important aspects of it. Rebirth and reinvention. Like I said, that fertility, it's alive and well. We're looking at that rebirth, that growth of self, reestablishing that balance and connecting in and moving forward. This evolution, this growth is very necessary for us to overcome those challenges that we're facing right now, and then also to embrace the energies and shifting that's going to come forward in 2032. We're looking at another energetical shift, and we need that foundation to be truer and purer so that we are able to embrace this energy. We're able to see even further growth and development within ourselves. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into what the full moon wants to share with you. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really does help people find me on the sea of YouTube, helping to strengthen our community, helping to raise that vibration globally. If you did like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There is so much more coming your way, my friends, especially in the next 6 weeks. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this healing and insight is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. If you truly did enjoy this video and you want to support me in making more, I do have a Patreon page that's full of tiers and perks. Those perks, of course, are free readings and healings just for you. Additionally, I have a library of Patreon exclusive videos just for my supporters. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my rose quartz friends,